What is going on, Washington fans? We back. We are back. I'm your host, Steve.
And I'm your host, Will, and this is
Let's Talk Washington. Look, before I get into anything, I am so glad to be back. I got my new co-host, Will, and we are excited to bring what is in store. You got anything to say, Will, before we start?
Well, I'm new to the podcast for Steve bringing me in, so I'm excited to get to meet some of you guys, get to chalk up some film with you, and talk about our Washington football team.
Of course. So as you know, we got to start off with our shout outs. So go ahead and click that like, share, and subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And
go follow us on Facebook, Let's Talk Washington.
Go follow us on Twitter at Let's Talk Wash.
Let's go follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Wash.
Subscribe to our YouTube page at Let's Talk Washington.
Okay, and I want you to check us out soon on all major podcast platforms.
And so, big news, guys and girls. We had some big news that I was waiting to we've been doing it in the background. We have a partnership now with the HogFarmers, and we're really excited. So, shout out to the HogFarmers for the partnership. It's been an honor to team up with them and their organization in the fight against childhood pediatric cancer. You can donate by going to their website at www.hogfarmerscharity.org and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the HogFarmers. Please make sure to check out their shop to donate to a child or family in need. $100 for a Hog Farmer care box or $30 for a medical shirt. And you could just donate, and all proceeds can help a family and child in need.
Yep.
So, as we're going through all of this, we want to go over some stuff. So today, our first episode, I wanted to break down the entire season of what we have going on, what we're going to be going over, some new things that we're going to be implementing. I wanted to do some updates, just a little bit of updates with Jalen, because I know the HogFarmers have been working really hard with Jalen, and it's an unfortunate event. And then if we have some time, let's talk a little bit of football, and then we'll just wait until next week, and that's when we'll dive really into football. But we kind of wanted to introduce ourselves and pretty much explain to you guys what we're going to be bringing to the table each and every week or down the road. So first off, we wanted to, going live, just understand that we're going to have technical difficulties. I mean, I know that a lot of you might understand that, and it's cool. I just wanted to throw that out there. But be tuned every single week, because every single week we're going to have something new.
Yes.
We're going to be upgrading all of our stuff. Stuff could be changing around. But we just wanted to... Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on, Adam? We wanted, so every week, hopefully, we're going to be just down the road. We're going to be... adding new stuff. It could be a new intro, background, anything like that, but we're going to be upgrading because we are all learning in this process. But we wanted to hurry up and get this a nice product to you guys. And I'm excited. Like I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait to start this, bro. I've been waiting for too long to get back. I've been gone for a while for some personal stuff, and then I just hit up my boy Will, and I was like, bro, I think this is a great idea. I love your energy. Will knows football. He loves Washington. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer.
I'd like to chime into that. Just like Steve said, this is a new experience for all of us, so we want you to be patient. Continue to grow with us. If it's anything that you guys would like to see us do and help implement, anything can help the show, we'll be open-minded to doing it.
For sure. Yeah, hit us up in the DMs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have an email as well. Our email is Let's Talk Washington21@gmail.com. So you can, not many people email, but just in case you want to do email, we can do that as well. So, of course, I kind of wanted to deep dive into the partnership with the HogFarmers. Us and them have been in contact, and it was kind of the thing that they wanted to kind of partner up with somebody, a podcast, and I really wanted to do that. What they do means a lot to this community, to this team, and just to me in general. I can speak to that. I know it means a lot to Will as well, just because I think Chris had posted or reposted something today from the page that said right now, the number one reason in death in children is actually cancer. So that's really hitting, I wouldn't say home, but it's just unfortunate. And I know I don't really want to be depressing, but I just, whatever, y'all have to understand that what they do is amazing. They don't ask for any like applause. They don't look for anything. They do it out of the kindness of, it's just a bunch of guys doing it out of the kindness of their heart, raising money, spending their own money to help these kids and families in need. But we had to do it.
Yeah.
Like it was a no brainer. The guys are great. Jeff, Joe, Chris. There was a couple others that I know I'm forgetting for sure. But because I know they're adding Keith is a new one. There's a bunch of new hog farmers that do behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of people might not know them as well. But as we grow during the season, I would love to get to know all of them. Hopefully we can maybe get out to an event that they're running
Yeah.
during the season, pending COVID. But it's just that's what I was really wanting to do is just give back to the community. Um, that was kind of my thought process when we decided to do this, was to just give back to the community. It's been a hard couple of years,
Yeah.
and just nothing but giving back is just the best thing in my opinion.
Yeah. Although we are all here to celebrate our team, cover some football topics that it is some things that's bigger than the game of football within
sure.
itself.
Yep.
We always want to make sure we partner and shout out those people that's taking a step off the field just as much as we paying attention to everything that's happening on.
For sure. Go and then kind of segueing into that. So around, I want to say it's about. So this might not be a hard date, but around like the end of August, beginning of September, hopefully, we will be starting up a kind of a segment. Each week, we will be doing Warrior of the Week. You know, I wouldn't say hosted, but kind of sponsored by the Hog Farmers. And so each and every week, we will they'll send us an information of a child, um, and we will shout them out. And then if you guys could, because we know that you guys are a great fan base, a great community, and just donating to this child and their family to help them out as much as they can as they go through this hardship. That they really didn't ask for.
Yeah.
So it's going to be called Warrior of the Week. Hopefully, we'll have like a whole setup and pictures and stuff like that that we wanted to roll out. And it's not just about us. It's not just about the hog farmers. It's like Will said, it's bigger than football. So of course we want to keep the football content going, but again, there are some things that are just bigger than the game of football. And to me, that was near and dear to my heart to just start Warrior of the Week. And so every single week we'll have a different child. It's funny because when we were talking to Chris about it, and we had that meeting, I was like, "Oh, you guys want to do it once a month? Like, how many kids do you would have?" He was like, "Steve, we can do it every single day if you need to." He was like, "That's how many kids that really, I mean, maybe not exactly, but every single day, that's how many kids they have, and that they're sponsoring, and that they're helping through this hard time." So, yeah, that I'm really excited about a lot. Is that Warrior of the Week coming soon, guys? Again, this whole first portion, we kind of wanted to just go over what we have coming up, so you guys are excited, and you guys will tune in again to each and every week where we're going to be coming up with new things, implementing new stuff, and things of that nature.
Also, if you cannot donate to the Warrior of the Week, sponsored by the Hog Farmers, it'd still be cool for you to push the word out there.
For sure.
Sharing information can go a long way. We're all not blessed to do all that we can every single time, but as long as we share the information with each other, we can come up with some better solutions.
For sure. Because actually with that, we're going to speak about it later with Jalen. Word of mouth and spreading the word, like Will said, goes a long way, because we were pushing it out to everybody trying to get Jalen's wishes done. And then somebody donated $10,000.
Yeah.
And then they, again, we'll go over all that. But again, the pushing of the information is exactly what is needed sometimes. And even just a dollar helps. Every single dollar helps. So if you don't have much, or you can't, like Will said, if you're not fortunate enough that you can't spare any money, which is okay, just go ahead and share, like, retweet, whatever you want to do to spread that information, so that we can get these kids and these families help, for sure.
Yeah.
So going off of that, October. So coming October, there could, be a little break. I just want to throw that out there right now because, as you know, if you guys saw my wife at training camp,
Yeah.
and if you saw my wife at Friday Night Lights, my wife is pregnant again. So,
Expecting a new bundle of joy.
and we're expecting our third child. So, that's going to be a time where we could possibly be either not doing it once a week or taking a little bit of a break, and then coming right back strong and heavy. But I wanted to take that break with my family, to welcome our new child, just so you guys know. So, stay tuned, be patient during the month of October, um, as we transition through everything like that. That's all. I just look out for October and be patient.
Also, while we're on our break in October, we will take that time to blitz our socials super, super
For
hard.
sure.
So although we might not be shooting some shows, you will be able to get all type of information from us throughout our social media platforms.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely going to be still be here. You guys can still shoot us ideas, talk to us, everything of that nature. So again, I know a lot of people were talking about coming on the show. They were excited for us to come back and things of that nature. Just be patient. That's all I have to say. It's because me and Will talked, and I was like, okay, we have two options. Either we can bring people on immediately, or we can wait a little bit, get our feet wet,
Yeah.
and do a couple of shows ourselves, just so we can get in the rhythm of things. Because again, me and Will have never done this before,
Yep.
together. So, because I know Will's done a podcast, I know I've done podcasts, but then together we just kind of wanted to get our feet wet. So again, going through that, we're going to bring that up. Is that starting in, I think, hopefully November timeframe. So when I get off of that break, that's when we're going to get back into things, and start bringing guests on. So, um, at once a month we'll bring guests on,
Yeah.
and then, again, depending on the situation, if we have a bye week, maybe we'll bring on a guest, whatever works. But starting in November, that's when we will start. Trust me, I have a whole bunch of names written down. If you guys can think of anybody for us to bring on, we would love to hear from you. And we can go ahead and bring them on. So starting in November, we will start bringing guests on once a week. So this is going to be the breakdown. So I think that me and Will are going to start doing, so like 2 podcasts a month.
Yeah.
So which is just us, and then little things here and there, going in between. And then once 1 week out of the month, we will do guests. And then the second week out of the month is our new thing that we're rolling out. It's called Let's Talk Business.
Let's talk business.
And with that, you want to take that over and kind of explain what that is, Will?
Yeah, so with Let's Talk Business, we're going to use the opportunity to open up a lane for people that's in the community that's starting their own personal business, entrepreneurs, and things like that. We're trying to use our platform to build up the people that surround us so they can talk about the ventures they have in their life, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah. So it's pretty much like any small business owner, black-owned business, regardless of what type of business, it's just everything that's like not like mainstream.
Yes.
And we want to build the community up. Again, giving back. I did not just want to do a podcast just for football. Will didn't want to do a podcast just for football. We want to be in the community as much as we possibly can. And if we can't be in the community, we want to support the community.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be just Maryland. It could be DC, Maryland. It could be somewhere, it could be anywhere in Washington or California. If you know a business owner, a small business owner, that can hop on the show, give us some information about their business, and then we can bring them on. And so when we do, that'll be, again, so that's our last week of the month. So we'll do 2 shows. We'll do a guest. So when we do the guest and the Let's Talk Business, we're probably going to give them about like maybe, depending on if they can only give us 10 minutes, they can give us 10 minutes. If they can give us 30 minutes, they can give us 30 minutes, or however long it's going to take. But then after they get off the show, then we'll talk some football. So it's not going to be a full show about it. We're still going to be talking football. I keep hitting my mic, man. And so we just want to give the opportunity of giving small business owners, a chance to shine, and we can give you their product and everything of that nature. Stemming off of that, in November, we are going to be pulling out as well Teammate of the Week. So along with the Warrior of the Week, we're going to start rolling out Teammate of the Week. Teammate of the Week is kind of like a smaller thing. So if you don't have a business or you're not selling anything, so kind of like streamers, gamers, maybe people that just sell t-shirts but don't have like a full business, or I don't know. So there's a fine line between business of the week. Let's talk business and teammate of the week. We kind of just wanted to give just a little shout out to people. That could be just a little shout out. So if you don't want to come on the show and shout out your entire business and have like an interview,
Yeah.
we can just do. You guys can just say, hey, we have an idea for a teammate of the week, and that'll be just that little shout out where we'll shout out their business, their their social media, their whatever whatever they want to give us, and we'll just shout them out every single week. Sorry guys, it's a lot of information, but eventually we will roll all of this out, and it's like it's gonna be coming. We're really excited to do all of this for the community and just people in general.
Yeah.
You know.
And coming in September, we have my personal favorite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's talk betting with Will. For my parlay lovers, my over and unders, my people that love punching their ticket and placing their bets, we will have a portion of our show dedicated to stuff like that. But we'll talk about possible betting odds and ways you can win some cash on the side if you're willing to take a try.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, that's just gonna be something simple. Will's gonna break it down. We're gonna pull up on the screen some betting odds. I don't know much about it. Will's gonna teach me. So I'll be if y'all don't know it, you're gonna be learning just like I am. Will's the expert here, and then he'll kind of break down what he might be. You might see the easiest bet or the hardest bet, or don't go to here. It's not gonna be some long segment drawn out. For you guys that are like, I have no idea what betting is or anything of that nature. It's just Will's gonna break down. So maybe like the first time he might bring it up, he could hope maybe give us a class on how you look at betting over and unders, because I've heard all the terms, but I'm like, bro, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because I remember when Will first brought it up about betting, he was like, Steve, you bet? And I was like, nope, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, oh, you don't know this? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Rookie, what? Below rookie. Beginner. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great idea because, of course, the NFL and all sports are moving towards betting. And so I think it's just a great idea. And it was Will's passion too. This is not just my show. This is not just Will's show. This is our show. And so we kind of want to share our love and passion for the game and everything that transpires into it. So by the way, also we're starting in September because that's when the season starts. I don't think anyone wants to really bet on preseason. Do people bet on preseason games?
Yeah, but it's not smart.
I didn't think so either.
It's not smart at all.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't have bet on the Washington football team with the Patriots with our third string, fourth string. But whatever.
Some people do it.
Whatever. Whatever.
To each his own.
Yep, for sure. But you know why I don't bet? It's because I'm not putting my money to chance. But that's just me. It's okay though. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll bet.
We'll get them.
But with that. So it's just that's the wrap up. We're gonna have Let's Talk Business rolling out in November. We're gonna have Warrior of the Week hopefully in September, along with Let's Talk Betting with Will.
Yes.
November we're also gonna be rolling out Teammate of the Week as well. So there's a lot of things coming. Again, we wanted to take the rest of the month of August and the rest of the preseason to kind of get our feet wet, talk some football. You guys can get to know Will and I if you don't know me already, because I'm in the Twitter world and everything like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have going on. If you guys have any questions, some people to shout out, again, some submissions of Let's Talk Business or Teammate of the Week or anything of that nature, just hit us up and we will definitely take note of it. We'll get in contact with that person or that business, and then we will definitely keep moving on. But understand we're only doing it once a week, so we got to take time to get through everybody. But we also want to we wanted to start also. I know a lot of people do recorded shows, and me and Will talked. It was like, all right, do we want to do recorded or do we want to do live? And the biggest thing that I missed was a live show. And it's awesome to interact with the fans. It's awesome to interact with a whole bunch of other people, back and forth, with everything. And we just missed you guys. And especially for me, the Twitter community. I know I got people on Facebook too, sure, give out love to you guys as well, for sure. But Twitter is like the biggest thing that I'm always on for sports. But and I wanted to be able to interact with you guys. And again, if you can't make the live show, no worries. Once this is posted, once we finish the live stream, you can always go back and watch.
Yeah.
No worries at all. If you didn't see, we have a nice little intro. I thought it was pretty cool. What'd you think, Will?
I think it's dope.
Yeah. But again, that could change. We're gonna be upgrading again, going back every, maybe not week, but it's gonna be a gradual change where we're gonna be implementing new things here and there, adding new stuff and stuff of that nature.
And like Steve was saying, you know, with the betting thing, I'm the complete opposite with the live show thing. He's the live show vet. I podcast before. I'm used to recording, so this is still something new for me. But I will get better as the time goes.
Oh, for sure, man. It's like I always say. It's just talk. You talk football, and it's just in front of a camera. That's all it is. It's easy. This stuff is easy. Maybe I say that because I've been in for so long. But okay, so enough about us.
Okay.
We want to again go down the list of updates about Jalen. If you guys have been, I was gonna actually read on another screen. I'm sorry if I'm not really looking at the camera. So if you guys don't know about Jalen, he is a. So sorry to be kind of depressing again, but we wanted to update everybody. So Jalen is 11 years old and he lives in Houston, Texas. And he actually was diagnosed last October, I believe, with excuse me, with stage 4 colon cancer. And I know that everyone's been kind of retweeting it out, and he had a whole bunch, a big wish list, and people were donating left and right. And it was just awesome that people, and then they just found out that it spread to his lungs. He went through 7 rounds of chemotherapy, and they gave him 2 months to live at 11 years old. And it sucks. Bad. And it sucks. Again, we're not trying to be depressing, but again, things are bigger than football, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to support any way that we can. Even though he got his wish list, I still want everyone to understand what is going on in this world. And again, tying into the HogFarmers with our partnership, we want to bring light to everything that they support and everything that they do. Gosh dang it. So here's an update. So I'm sorry. I wanted to find out Milk Tyson. He's the founder of the Join Our Fam organization, and he actually donated $10,000 to help Jalen get all his, because he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things on his wish list, and he was able to get all of them.
Yeah.
First, it was the community donating, and they actually got just Six Flags. And then Milk Tyson just came in with the 10K, and he's going to Six Flags in August, at the end of August. He's going to the Great Wolf Lodge in September. He's going to Legoland in September as well. He's going to the Franklin Safari in September as well. He's going to Kmart Board. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, but the Kmart Boardwalk.
Moody Gardens.
Yep. And then to top it all off at NASA Space Center. So it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate again that hopefully things change. You never know. But he was given 2 months to live, and they just want to let him live his life, while he's still on this earth. Hopefully things change. Fingers crossed, thoughts and prayers, or however, whatever religion you guys believe in, that, it's for him and his mom. But yeah. So we just wanted to give you guys an update on Jalen. I know that I was really pushing it and looking at, I literally was on my phone okay, what's next? And then I would talk to my wife babe, look, they got this, and me and her she would be like, yo, what's going on with him? We were talking back and forth about him. So, it was just, it was inspiring to see how quickly we got that as a community. And you guys, applaud to you guys, thank you for doing that. I know the HogFarmers are thankful, but again, thank you for doing that for this young man. But again, that was with the updates. If you guys want to know more updates, always hit up the HogFarmers. They're always posting about him and things of that nature. But yeah, so sorry. So let's talk football now.
Yeah.
So we're usually going to keep these between about 45 minutes. Sometimes it might stretch an hour, but we're not gonna try to do that. So 45 minutes. So we've got about 20 more minutes to talk football. Um, I'm excited. So, Will, what do you think? Let's start with the New England. I know everyone's already talking about New England and what's going on, and me and Will, we're talking, and we don't want to regurgitate information that's already been put out. I know there's a lot of good content creators out there. Shout out to all of them. Again, here's another one. Here we come. But we kind of wanted to bring something fresh, so we kind of want to give you our opinion about what's being talked about, and then we kind of want to go sometimes in opposite direction and not always talk about what everyone's talking about. What did you want to start off? What popped out during the New England game first and foremost to you?
There was a few things that jumped off the screen to me. Honestly, just like anybody else, I'm a Taylor Heineke fan, but I think after the New England game, it was obvious that he's a starter.
For sure.
Taylor
For
Heineke
sure.
got some other things he need to brush up on, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of reps last year, but Fitz is a starter. I think we're going into the season with him. Also, I loved what I seen from De'Armond Brown.
Yeah.
I loved what I
Bro,
seen.
yeah. Bro.
Everybody knew he was talented, but it seemed like every time we went to training camp, preseason game,
Yeah.
he just jumped off the screen every time.
For sure, man.
And I know some people are killing him, and I'm gonna double down on it.
Yeah.
Dustin Hopkins.
Oh my Lord.
Dustin Hopkins, bro.
Okay.
We have to do something with this guy, bro. He has to go.
Well, I mean, Ron put out that again, I'm not a football coach. I'm not in the pros, but he said there is a disconnect, or not a disconnect, but a learning curve when it comes to new long snapper to holder
Yeah.
to kicker. And I trust Ron. I've trusted Ron throughout these years. These I think going on year 2, 3. I think it's year 2.
2.
Yeah. And he's hit on almost everything. We questioned him about some things, but they ended up turning out pretty good. I don't think that Ron's failed on one thing, like majorly yet. At the end of the day, I think that how much I don't like Dustin Hopkins. I'm not a big fan. But I'm gonna wait. It's wait and see.
Yeah, but also the good experiences Ron had with the team was decisions he brung on board.
Right, but he's keeping him on board. So
that's true.
It's just I think it's more so of like wait and see. That's all I can say. Let's just hope.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of it. I don't. Dustin Hopkins, regardless of who's the coach, has lost us plenty of games. And so it's just like, okay, we'll wait and see. I trust Ron enough to, if it, because I think it was either Dustin, I think it was Tress. Tress Wake pretty much said like, pretty much nothing against Cheese.
Yeah.
It was more so you don't know how good of something until it's gone. So Nit Sundberg and those 3 guys were around for years. And so to build that rapport, I'm going to trust it.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with Dustin Hopkins, in my opinion. Because Dustin, without all that chemistry between Tress, him, and Nick Sundberg, he still was missing key field goals.
A lot of
yeah. So let's hope that he gets better. Because apparently they said in practice, I think it was either today or yesterday, he was like 5 for 5. But
practice.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You want to tell everybody about your guy you've been drooling off of?
Okay. You said drooling or at who I don't like? I
no, who you love.
Oh.
Who you love.
Who do I love? Well, who do I love? There's many people that I love.
Short Stalky in the back room.
Jamin, not Davis. Jared Patterson.
Yeah.
Now, it is now not a dark horse.
Yeah.
He is not a dark horse anymore. But Will knows, and people that I've talked to know, that right when we got him, I had been saying his name. I have been saying it since he got on the team. Because I was speaking with actually Doug on the Big Douglas Show. Shout out. By the way, hold on real quick. I was on a comeback tour. We were on Burgundy Network podcast. We were we went on the Warpath with Corey Sanchez, and then I ended it off on the Big Douglas Show. So shout out to all the content creators that actually let us get on their show to push our show and just give us a chance to show face.
So shout out to the creators and innovators, and we want to let you guys know, just like you looked out for us, we're looking
Oh, for
forward to
sure.
returning the favor.
For
So
sure.
just like
For
you
sure.
said earlier, once we start rolling people in here, we will
sure.
not forget you guys.
For sure, for sure. No, yeah, no doubt. The door's always open. Again, just let us get our groove in, and then we will be coming to you guys. But yeah, sorry, I had to stop and let them know that. I was talking to Doug, and he was like, "Well, he's not really a dark horse anymore. Everyone's talking about him." But I was like, "Trust me, because when training camp hit, I had actually filmed a run where he kicked it to the outside." And I tagged him in, and I was like, "Look at this boy! I'm telling you, he's gonna make it."
Yeah.
And he actually ended up liking it and retweeting it.
Yeah, retweet.
Yeah, man. And so like, trust me, he will kick somebody off. Depending on how if Ron runs 3 or 4 running backs, he might kick off your favorite running back.
No.
Will go to the grave about Peyton Barber, bro. And I don't understand it. I'm not a big fan of Peyton. But I think that Jared Patterson is a good, like I was telling Doug, Jared is a good mix of speed and weight and power.
You said he reminds you of Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Now I can't say that he's gonna have that ceiling. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be as good as MJD, but he just reminds me of him. On top of that, he actually has some hands too. So it was when he showed out. It didn't it surprised me, but it didn't surprise me at the same time. Because I was telling Doug again, it was like at the end of the day, scoring 8 touchdowns in Buffalo, no matter what division you're in, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
He was killing.
He had 8 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just do that by accident. And so like when that happened, I was like, okay, I get it. Once I saw that, I get it.
By accident, where everybody knows the ball is going your way.
For sure.
Everybody knows. And I know we're talking about him a lot.
That's true too.
That Antonio Gibson is the guy, but it's super important to have a good stable of running backs that you can just rely on in different type of situations.
For sure. And I think, and why I say that he could kick off Peyton Barber is because, like, at the end of the day, sorry, I lost my train of thought. He has that power too.
Yeah.
And so that's literally what we use Peyton Barber for. Those short down yardages and then punch it in the end zone. And if Jared Patterson can do that at a cheaper option, like Don was saying, shout out to Don, thank you for commenting that. It's 100% true. Peyton costs more money. And he's a little bit older. And if we can get a younger guy who has the speed aspect as well as the power, and the hands, granted, I'm not saying he's some like star running back, but I think that he is a good complement to J.D. McKissick.
Yeah.
And he's actually a running back. Because you think about it, you got J.D. McKissick and you have Antonio Gibson, who were wide receivers that were turned running back, which is great because I think they're still going to, no knock to them, but they're doing a great job. But at the end of the day, having that solidified running back that is a running back, it's always good to have.
Yeah. I want to say this too. I'm not a huge Peyton Barber fan. He's my advocate for him. I know when I say Peyton Barber, he hates it.
I hate
So as long as I can get that off, I'm a fan.
That's one thing you learn about Will. He likes to, me and him go back and forth, and we will say things just to get under each other's skin, which is, again, why I wanted to bring him on, period. Like, it's just the going back and forth, the hypeness. Granted, you see him now, he's very mellow.
Chill.
But trust and believe that he will get hype when the football is going and talking. But again, so I think my biggest thing was the offensive line. That was the biggest thing that I was looking forward to. And a lot of people might not be talking about it except for one offensive lineman, which was Samuel Cosmi. A lot of people talking about Sam Cosmi. I think he's a day one starter regardless. That to me, that's a no-brainer. But the offensive line, he kind of reminds of Alfred Morris, but a faster and Alfred Morris, and they can catch. Alfred Morris was slow, and now granted he was quick,
physical.
Yeah, he was physical. He was quick. So that you have quick and you have speed. I've literally seen Alfred Morris quick get out the hole quick, but then he gets gassed halfway down the field.
Definitely.
And then, but Jared Patterson, bro, if he didn't get tackled in that long run against New England, bro, he would have had that touchdown.
Quick, has speed, and he has acceleration.
Yep, for sure.
So he's the type of back, if he gets in the secondary, he can be gone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, I don't want. It's not that I don't want. It's good to have a solidified backup running back that is not great at one thing, but good at everything.
Everything,
And so that's really good to have in your arsenal as well. Um,
especially without play
for
calls.
sure. And I'm telling you right now,
Yeah,
like Scott is gonna bring it onto a whole nother level
oh,
because like I was saying when I was on Big Douglas show, I said the biggest thing I'm looking for in this offense that he's bringing from Carolina that you could see is speed, speed, speed.
yeah,
Speed kills. And I don't think that we were fully capable of doing that last year because we didn't have the speedy wide receivers besides
we have
Terry.
so many
So,
4-3 guys now.
bro, so now we have Adam Humphries, we have Curtis Samuel, we have DeAndre Carter, we
Diami,
we have De'Ami Brown, um,
Antonio Gibson,
and
4-3, right?
yep, J.D. McKissick 4-3, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, bro, it's just no matter what the motions, the out the backfield, it's understand that we are bringing so much heat that no one's going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they actually said it today that Ron said that they want to use Antonio Gibson the same way that the Carolina Panthers used Christian McCaffrey.
Nah, that's fine.
So expect a big jump for Antonio Gibson as well. So, but the offensive line, I think they did great. They opened up the holes. It seemed as if that Fitz had a good amount of time back there to get the ball down the field. He had that nice pass to Terry. He had that other nice pass to what's his name? Logan Thomas.
Oh yeah.
And so like time is something that we
Shut
really
up.
haven't had. We've had a beat up offensive line, and as you can see, Ron, I don't even think we had no critical injury last year. I think we had nicks and bruises. You know, you had
No. Ionitis.
oh yeah, we had Ionitis, and then there was
Landon Collins missing
yeah, but I think that
significant
happened
time.
before the season though.
I think Landon Collins played some games.
Did
last
he?
year.
Okay, so I could be wrong.
Yeah.
We need to kick it. What that dude has me on edge. That's a fact. Yeah, it said Don said, but we need a kicker, man. That dude has me on
Hey
edge
Don,
every time.
I'm with you, bro.
That's a fact.
I'm with
Because
you.
at the end of the day, what do people say? Wins and losses are gained within inches,
Yeah.
and that could mean a field goal. I don't care if we win by half a point. I know it's not possible, but or a point or three, those kicks matter. They matter.
Yeah.
So it could either win or lose you a game, and those are critical, man. Um.
So listen. So back to some things that were said today, right?
Okay.
You know your guy's playing against Cincinnati.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
your
not.
guy.
Here comes another. I'm
He
not.
Ron guy, and you trust Ron. That's
Yes,
what you said.
I do.
Okay,
But every coach has their Colt McCoy.
this is true.
They have their golden boy. And I think that, and
That's his
we
boy.
we talked about I talked about it again
That
on
is
Big
his guy.
Douglas's show. We talked about this, and yes, the one thing that every coach, no matter who you are, has their guy. They're always going to have that one guy that they're going to keep on the roster. Colt McCoy was Jay Gruden's guy. Kyle Allen, I believe, is Ron's guy.
I think everybody believes that,
Yeah, 100%.
which isn't an issue.
But I think that he's playing just to see, because we need to figure out that we have to figure out. Well, it depends, because with the new COVID rules, you can put a guy on the practice squad that does. So I think so. But prior to COVID, you could put a guy on it was practice squad eligible. I believe if they were in their first 4 years. After you're a veteran, you're not able to go on the practice squad. That was to my understanding, and I believe that, or I don't know. I could be wrong. I have to do some more research, but I'm also going off of Madden, which is not always right. But Madden, unless they were in their 4 years, you couldn't put them on the practice squad. But now with COVID rules, it was now you can put anybody on pretty much on there, just in case because of COVID and outbreaks and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Right. So I believe
Due to roster changes that could possibly happen.
Right.
Remember when Denver had the wide receiver playing quarterback last year?
Yep.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. They don't want that
happens.
to happen again.
But at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think that Taylor Heineke has a better chance of getting picked up off the practice squad than Kyle Allen does.
That's a fact.
I think that's my opinion.
That's a
Now,
fact.
if you look on Twitter, people have been roasting Heineke, saying he looks terrible. Again, I don't remember who tweeted it, and I'm sorry that I would shout you out if I remembered it. But understand one thing about preseason. It's preseason.
Definitely.
This is like an organized practice. They're feeling things out. Let him knock off the rust. He came off of a shoulder injury, by the way. This is not like a leg injury. You throw with your shoulder and your arm. Give him some time to work things in. I think that we will keep him on the roster. It just depends if Ron wants to keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks on the team.
You know, it's funny you said something like that about preseason. So it was 2 teams that went 0-16 in NFL history, right?
Okay.
Detroit Lions was one. Who was the other?
Cleveland Browns.
And you know what they had in common?
What?
They both went 4-0 in preseason. That same year, bro.
I don't take anything into consideration when it comes to preseason. The preseason is literally just to give us an idea of what the backups look like, depth, and then to give us a small sample size of what the starters could look like. Again, they don't throw everything out in preseason. Like Ron, I remember Jay Gruden used to run left, run right, pass. Run left, run right, pass. That's literally what he used to do because he did not want to give them anything in the playbook. Yeah. But I mean, Jay Gruden, they're not going to show you anything. See? Yep, they're not going to show you anything in preseason. Exactly. But it's also to see the new guys too. So Fitzpatrick, they just wanted to see what he was about, how he looked
first drive or so.
Right, and against other teams, because practice you can only play against your teammates so much.
I think for me, that's the only thing I would say Fitzpatrick definitely separates himself
from
Heineke.
For sure.
His poise and the way he commands the huddle and stuff.
Right.
But he's a vet.
Yeah.
He's been there for a long time.
Right.
And some people do have to be patient with Heineke.
For sure.
I know we had a lot of quarterback struggles, so you're always looking forward to the next guy.
For sure.
But just remember the guys we had prior to Taylor Heineke.
For sure.
So there's nothing wrong with making minor mistakes in preseasons and some games early on just to make better adjustments later on.
For sure. I 100% agree. But again, preseason is preseason. Don't take anything to it. I think that if they run 2 quarterbacks, it'll be Fitz and Heineke. They run 3, we'll have Kyle Allen on there as well. I'm just not. So again, I broke this down on the Big Douglas show, or anybody who wants to hear me rant about Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen was hot in Carolina when he first started.
Yeah.
But that's because guess what? They didn't have tape.
Yeah.
And they didn't know who Kyle Allen was.
Also, Kyle Allen was hot when Ron Rivera was the head coach.
For sure.
When he lost his job in Carolina, everything went downhill for Kyle Allen.
Yep. But you have to understand, is in that same season, he started off hot, but then he plummeted. And I believe the stat was he was literally in the bottom portion, I'm going to say bottom half of the worst quarterbacks to end that season. Because people started figuring him out.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a test to Heineke either, because Lamonte David actually came on to a podcast and said the reason why they had a chance, which I don't think this is fully, is because they were expecting Alex Smith, and Heineke came in and balled out. But I don't think that's off of just not having tape. I think that Heineke put his life on the line to try to win that game.
Do you think he's talking about Montez?
I want to see a little more of Sweat in the second half at QB. He might be talking about Montez, Steven Montez.
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about, Steven Montez? Because he actually looked really good as 2.
Yeah.
So now the better question is, do you keep Kyle Allen or do you keep Steven Montez?
But even when we was watching the game, but like you said, you don't want to show him everything.
Right.
I just want to see better play calling dialed up for him too, so I can see if he can actually consistently push the ball down the field.
Right. But at the end, I think that Steven Montez just has a different aspect to the game.
Yeah.
He's adding legs and a big body. He's kind of like a really nothing against Steven Montez, but like a really bad version of Cam Newton. He's big. He's a little bit fast.
It's nothing wrong with being a poor man's version of a former MVP.
Right. I just didn't want nothing against him because he's in the NFL. Like, bro, you've literally surpassed almost everything.
That's a goal within itself.
For sure. Yeah. But I think that at the end of the day, it was like he's kind of like that, and I think that's why they brought him on, because in Colorado he lit up on his feet and his legs. Yeah. So
I have a question.
Okay, what's going on?
Are you surprised that Kelvin Harmon was the receiver cut?
Yes. I'm not going to lie to you, because a lot of people disagree with me. It's okay to disagree with me, because we talked about this too. I thought it would have been AGG or Cam Sims. because I think that Ron's going to is going to keep 6 guys.
Yeah.
The 6 guys are Terry McLaurin, right? We can agree with that one. Curtis Samuel,
Humphreys,
Adam Humphreys,
yeah.
Diami Brown. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
For sure, guaranteed.
4, right? Then, I think, me personally, is going to be DeAndre Carter.
DeAndre Carter has been looking nice.
100%. And then I thought it would have been Kelvin Harmon. That was me. But that wasn't their guy.
Kelvin Harmon also had a nasty ACL.
That's very true.
ACL
That's very true.
So maybe that, on top of it not being their guy.
But at the same time, look at Cam Sims. Cam Sims has been injured almost every single year.
Yo, I've been done on Cam Sims, bro.
Like, he's something like
done on him, bro.
People keep giving him love, which granted, he looks great in preseason. He looks great in training camp
every year.
But now the question is, was it because now this is something that I don't know. Was it because we had so many wide receivers that he just got pushed off? Because if you think about it, last year when we had injury, he kind of, I wouldn't say balled out, but he did well at the end of the season last year when he came in. But I just want to see consistency. So to me, it's not that I think that Cam Sims is bad. I'm not saying that he should be cut. I just want to see more.
You can look like you're doing well, but it's not too many people performing at that same level on the football field.
Very true.
Because now we're bringing in proven receivers, bro.
For sure.
With Curtis Samuel and Humphreys.
Yep.
And Diami looks like a beast,
bro. Oh my! If y'all haven't seen Diami, oh my gosh, burner.
He looks like a 1, bro. Diami looks like a 1.
If not a 1, a 2.
For sure.
Because he's the big body and from Bama. And if you can't stay healthy, he's got. That's a fact. If he can't stay
healthy, go,
bro. It's crazy.
If he
can stay healthy, I'm okay with keeping him on as like a 6th receiver. I'm okay with that. But I think that they want to give AGG another chance because they drafted him. And that's just my opinion. That's Ron's guy. But again, he's looked terrible too. He has not looked good. And he had so much raw, prospect. I was just waiting for him to break out. But again, we will see. So going over that, I kind of wanted to just briefly go over kind of our aspects, one or two things of what we look forward to Cincinnati. What you want to see mostly. I'm not going to say win or loss because it doesn't matter. What we want to see more of and what we want to see less of in Cincinnati. And then we will wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get out of your hair. Because we're running a little bit over time. But again, this is the first episode. I wanted to really talk and kind of show you guys what we plan to do. Because every single week, what we're going to pretty much do is we're going to have 2 topics to talk about. And then guess what? Let's talk Washington. We're just going to talk Washington. Yeah. That's it. Me and Will just going to go back and forth, talking with you guys in the comment section. Thanks, Don, for being a supporter. We look forward to you, coming on every show. My man Adam was in here as well. Hopefully we get some more people coming in and out. But we will wrap up with Cincinnati and then we will get out of here. So we'll start with Will. What do you look for? What are you looking for more in Cincinnati, and what are you looking for less that you want out of the team?
I just want to see more out of the young guys coming in Cincinnati. This is our third game.
Second.
I just don't see us playing too many starters anymore for the rest of preseason. So a lot of teams haven't been playing starters at all.
Right. So 2 things about that though is that, and I don't know if this is the league that is mandatorily saying this, or this is how the NFL does it. In old preseason, because now we have 3 preseason games instead of 4, because we have a 17-game season, and I think there's a bye week between the last preseason game and then the game 1. But so the first preseason game you'll play, usually they do 1 drive, the starters. Then the second preseason game they'll do like 1 quarter or something, or like a whole couple of drives, and then the third one and fourth one. They you can see more and more. Like they'll do 1 to 2 quarters or maybe a half and stuff like that. Let's see. Hold on, real quick. Don says, "Stay healthy, consistent blocking, and consistent tackling, and make some damn field goals."
Facts.
For sure. But what's crazy? So I'll get into that about the tackling because we looked atrocious.
I was going to say that too.
We looked atrocious.
Especially also in the secondary, they have to play better, bro. I know.
Go ahead.
And linebacker play. Mac Jones, he definitely dinked and dunked a
For
lot.
sure.
But still, I did feel like he kind of had his way with the offense against us, bro.
No, for sure. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
So what do you want to see less of? Because everyone wants to see more. What do you want to see less of going into Cincinnati?
You can take it from there.
Okay. So to me, I think that more I want to see again tackling because and then on top of our defensive line, we know it's top two, three,
Yeah,
one
that's a
in my
fact.
opinion.
That's a fact.
I don't care. I don't care if you call me a Stan or a Homer. Number one, I think we got the number one defense hands down in my opinion, from top to bottom. Some people might have better certain players than us, but as a whole, I think we have a solidified defense.
I think our
If
chemistry. Yeah.
If Landon Collins can come back, bro, to his nature, bro, it's a wrap.
If he could come back to his nature, and if Cam Curl could come back as good or
Yep.
even better,
Yep. It's a wrap.
yeah.
And if William Jackson plays out, bro, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Hell yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think that there was a couple of runs by Damian Harris that kind of worried me in the first couple. I was like, yo, okay, come on now. That Chase Young sack got me hype.
Definitely.
Hype, bro. It was so funny because I don't know if you saw Cam Newton's press conference afterwards. They were like, "Oh, did you how did you think, like they said something about like, oh, did you notice how big how big Chase Young was?" And he tried to pull down his mask and he was like, "Oh, he's not big at all." And he pulled down his mask and goes, "I am just joking. I am just joking." And everyone started laughing because Cam Newton is a huge dude. I think he's like 6'5", like 240,
42,
yeah,
35.
something like that. Like, and it's gonna be hard. No matter how big you are, it's gonna be hard to take him down.
I want to see less small mistakes. The Cam Newton strip sack, right?
Yep.
We need to, and there's some things we did last year too.
Yeah.
Bro, we need to fall on the football, bro.
Oh, Deron Payne.
Fall
Oh
on the
my
football, bro.
Understand it's preseason. Because, if you watch the game, Joe Theismann was like, oh, he's going to be running at practice tomorrow. But, bro, you're a big dude. No matter, even if you're a small dude. Now, when I was playing football, granted, I only played high school football for like 2 years. But the biggest thing they tell all big linemen is just fall on it.
Just fall on it.
But they even told us as well, like, if you don't have a clear path to pick it up and get some yards, as a smaller guy, fall on it. It doesn't matter. Get the possession.
Get a scoop touchdown in preseason,
bro. And he missed it twice.
Yeah.
He missed it twice. And Deron, love you, bro. Yeah. But at the end of the day, bro, just fall on it,
bro. Please.
Because that could have been a scoring opportunity.
And we know you the man.
For a fact.
You're the man.
For a fact.
Jeez, bro.
But for sure, no, I get it. Small mistakes. But again, we have to understand, and fans have to understand that it's preseason.
Yeah.
Let's get. You know what? I want to go against you and say I want all the small mistakes to happen
right now,
so they don't happen in the season.
Except for field goals.
No, get all your misses out now.
All the grown pains out the
all the misses. Dustin Hopkins, if you can miss every single field goal right now, miss it. Because when it comes to the season, you better make them.
Yeah.
Now, I might be over the top, but I'm just saying is that I want all of our growing pains to get out now. So that when it comes to the season, we go back and look at film, or they go back and look at film and say, all right, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? Yeah. And now we can fix it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how a kicker looks at tape and fixes that. Maybe is it foot placement? Is it...
What they say with kickers is mostly mental, bro. That's the thing that concerns me.
Right.
Because it's mental woes. When everybody else is on the field practicing, I'm sure you practice kicks, but I'm sure he's making 10 out of 10 before the game, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just that all mental. In his head, bro.
Yeah, it is. And granted, I've talked to kickers, high school kickers, college kickers. I've never talked to an NFL kicker, but they do say it is extremely hard. The pressure is extremely hard when it comes to field goal kicking for sure. So it's not the easiest job. So don't think that special teams is the easiest job, but come on, bro.
It's not easy finding a kicker either.
No, it's not. And everyone keeps saying, oh, bring in a kicker. Bring in a kicker.
Bring in Vinatieri.
Bring him out of retirement. But I think for me, the biggest thing that I want to see is if Fitz does play, I want him to see, even if he throws an interception, I want to see him push the ball downfield. Yeah. I just want to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, understand that when Fitz is chucking the ball downfield, it might not be the best throw, but again, practice makes perfect. And I am so sick and tired of dinking and dunking. I'm tired of it.
I'm
Now,
over
granted,
it.
that's a part of football too. You got to move the ball down the field slowly but surely. Got it, cool. Because if it works, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but the issue is when you get behind in games,
Yep. Yeah.
you just
You got
gotta.
to be able to press it.
Yeah,
And we've had no quarterback in the probably past like five to 6 years that could chuck the ball
that's a
downfield.
fact.
Um. So I just want to see Fitz push it. We have Diami Brown. We have Curtis Samuel coming back off the pup.
Yeah,
So, I think that he's still kind of getting over that
I
groin
don't think
injury.
he's gonna play next game.
Let's see. But again, so maybe not against Cincinnati, but I guess in the preseason in
Yeah,
general,
yeah.
I just want to see him push it. And I want Antonio Gibson to break off. I want to see that.
You want to see the explosion,
Bro, I know he's gotten
that
better.
home run?
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see it, bro.
definitely.
I want to see less again. So besides small mistakes, I don't want to go off of that. I want to see Heineke chucking the ball down the field less
Yeah,
when he's in the game because get into a rhythm. So I want to see more Fitz chucking the ball downfield, and I want to see less of Heineke doing it because you could see that he had Diami Brown like burning his corner, burning them, and that he would overthrow him. So sometimes before you chuck the ball downfield, get into rhythm and then set it up. So I think that's just me.
do you
And
think sometimes he's possibly overthinking?
100%.
Because watching Heineke, the best plays he make is when he's improvising
Right.
on his feet.
But the problem is, I think that also he leaves the pocket sometimes too soon.
Too soon.
He does.
Way too
Dwayne
soon.
Haskins did the same thing.
Way too soon.
He will wait 2
Hey,
seconds, and then he would roll.
We saying that name here?
I mean, look, bruh.
Yo, they love him in Pittsburgh.
But you know what's crazy though is they talked to who there was someone talked about him recently. I forget who it was. The one thing that they did say, and it's something that I preached when we drafted him, was I'm not saying that he's the best right now. He's raw
He was super raw.
mentally.
Yeah.
Physically,
the talent is there.
He had in my opinion, you can put me on the stake if you want. He had the best arm in that class, hands down.
That's easy.
Hands down.
Definitely.
And you could say maybe possibly top 5 in the past couple of classes. I'm talking about his arm strength. You cannot teach that.
Yeah.
Decision making was his issue, and how he acted on certain things.
How he read defense.
Right. So, but see, the thing is that he was on John Gruden's before he took over the Raiders. He was on his little QB session, and he can read a defense. So I don't know if they went over that before he got in there.
Pre-recorded.
Probably so. But it's just maybe he just wanted to make him look good before the draft.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good luck to Dwayne. But my point in that was saying that Dwayne would literally drop back. He would be under no pressure, and then he would roll.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, sit in the pocket as long as you can, and if you need to roll. Or if you're doing a bootleg, which is a designed bootleg, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
But Taylor, Wusa.
You know
Woosah.
what? You know what I don't want to hear neither? Pittsburgh fans, I know you're out there. Stop messaging me, bro.
They message you?
All the time, bro. Oh, Haskins, Haskins could be great with you guys.
That's
we
kinda fun.
still needed to get rid of him.
For sure, 100%.
He was.
He needed a fresh start. We
Yeah.
needed a fresh start. There's nothing wrong with that. Like everyone's made a big deal about it, and it surprised me. I thought that we were gonna let him go, but I think we were gonna outright cut him. I didn't.
Oh, man.
I thought we might have gotten like a 7th round for him, but see, the one thing that Big Doug, when I was on his show, and shout out to Big Doug because he's 100% right. The one thing he said was, no one is saying how much of a class act Ron is, because he could have waited all season and then cut Dwayne Haskins.
That's a fact.
He could have done the same thing with Lamar Miller and Kelvin Harmon, but he wanted them to give them enough time where they could find another team and then get into their system.
That's true.
So Ron, thank you for doing that, because Jay would have been petty.
Yeah.
Jay would have held on to him for 3-4 years, never started him, and let him sit on the bench.
I mean, we've seen what he tried to do.
He did.
I've never seen nobody drafted in the first round get, I believe it was a third string?
Third
Fourth?
string behind with all due respect to Alex Smith, behind a guy who literally almost got his leg amputated
That's true.
and hadn't played football
That
for
was
almost
ridiculous.
2 years.
And then
That's a slap in the face, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if that was him, I'd have been heated too. Like, bro, like Are you serious? Like, you're gonna put me behind a guy that hasn't played football in 2 years, and he could barely walk like a couple of like 6, 7 months
Yeah,
ago. Like,
that
again,
that
nothing
probably
against,
ruined the relationship that right there.
for sure. And but you could tell he didn't want him.
Yeah.
But again, real quick before we wrap up, we're gonna wrap up, and we went over a little bit
Oh
over.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, we said we started talking Washington, and we lose track of time. But we will try to make sure to keep it in within that 45-minute window. Sometimes we might go over, but what I am going to say is that shout out to Jason Wright. Today was his 1 year anniversary of us hiring him as the team president. Jason, thank you for
Thank you,
what you've
man.
done. It's only been a year, and you have literally taken us from zero to hero. You brought the community together. You brought the team together. You brought the fans together. You brought just
Excitement back
bro,
to the fan
seriously.
base,
And it's
man.
like the small things. Even you go to FedEx Field, and I know that he doesn't do everything. Shout out to Joey. He's been doing, it might have been just like people say, it looked like they just threw a whole bunch of paint over FedEx Field.
Yeah.
But it's just the little things that we care about.
Yeah.
Because again, the biggest thing that Doug had asked me on the show was, what are you looking forward to the entire season? And I said, growth. I just want to see growth. Now, granted, do I want, if we just win one more game than we did last year, am I going to be okay with it? No, but again, I'll be all right. Just growth. I want. I
Depends on
don't.
the reason behind it.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, at the end of the day, like,
You can
if we,
still see progress and growth.
I want
Yeah.
to see progress,
Yeah.
and so that was my biggest thing. But shout out to Jason. Thank you for everything you've done. And you're doing. Washington, we tweeted this earlier. Don't let this man ever walk out the building.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever, man.
But yeah. So guys, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, if you didn't catch us live, you can catch us in the you can watch it later.
Post video.
Yes. So this
Catch
is our
recorded.
first show back. We might be stumbling a little bit, but this is our first show. We're getting back in the groove of things, but we will be back next week, Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Again, I'm your host, Steve.
And I'm your host, Will, and this is
Let's Talk